Welcome back, everybody. So, I guess it's official. We're probably gonna enter into a regional war at the very least, if not World War III. Okay. So the developments in the Middle East recently has been out of control. Okay. It's basically a mess. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay. Alrighty, welcome back. So I hope everybody is doing well today. Anyway, Uh, I'm going to cover about the Middle East crisis and the Israel-Iran war. Basically, it has gone out of control, okay? I mean, like, I don't know what Trump was thinking, or I don't know, everybody who is around him that is advising him to do this. I don't know what they were thinking, but at this point, I feel like they know they're gonna lose, and they still wanna push this war, because they have their own agenda, okay? And I will cover this towards the end of the video. But let's get the details on what is going on in Israel and Iran right now. So basically, a couple of days ago, Israel strikes Iran first, okay? They strike this girls' school. I believe it was two girls' schools, and the death toll have reached over 100 children. That's what Israel always does. Nothing, this is nothing new, you know. This is nothing shocking coming from them. So, of course, naturally, Iran is going to retaliate. So, right now, Iran has retaliated to Israel and also many US military bases. But before I go on talking about this, I just want to mention that it is confirmed that Trump give Israel the thumbs up, okay, to do these strikes in Iran first, okay. So America give Israel the green light, okay. Unlike the first attempt, strikes attempt last year. But this time around, Trump agrees. So naturally, Iran is going to retaliate, right? So right now there has been non-stop bombing in Israel, and also many U.S. military bases are targeted, as well as some Middle Eastern countries, as well as several Middle Eastern countries. What was I saying? Damn bugs. Um, oh yeah, targeted U.S. military bases and as well as several several buildings in the Middle East. I believe one was attacked in Dubai. Yep, one building was on get was strike in Iran, and also there was a strike in not Petro. What was the Saudi Aramco? Sorry, Saudi Aramco oil facility. Okay, so basically, Iran has been saying this is not us, this is coming from Israel and whatever. Okay, but as you can see, this is getting out of control. Okay, and at the same time, U.S. embassies in several countries, I believe it. No, it's not that I believe it is true that the U.S. embassies in Pakistan as well as in Iraq has been under attack. Okay, and I believe there's more. Okay, but I'm not sure about that. Um, don't quote me. Okay, so it really is getting out of control, and I don't know what America was thinking. Like Trump was saying that this war is going to last like what 2 3 days. That was his prediction, but obviously it has been way longer than that already. And people have been saying there's no sign that this war is going to end very quickly, you know. Like Trump is trying to brush it off and saying like this is going to be like Venezuela, you know. 1 or 2 days, then everything is over. I mean, like, even an idiot would not believe that, okay? I mean, like, Iran is not Venezuela. Iran is like so much stronger than Venezuela. First of all, they have a bigger population. Their country is, I think it's bigger than Venezuela, much bigger than Venezuela, much bigger than Venezuela. And also they have all these terrains, lots of mountains and so on. It's not easy for you to invade Iran. Okay. So again, I don't know what is the logic behind all of these actions. Why would the US strikes Iran? Okay. And then now, just to highlight how stupid this administration, US government, US administration right now under Trump. Now they are saying that, you know what, maybe we should fund all those Kurds, the Kurdish people, okay, that have been pushing for independence for decades, okay. Maybe we should be pushing them and cause a lot of chaos in Iran. Wow, that sounds like a brilliant idea. Nope. No, it's not. Because now Turkey is like, wait a minute. You're going to support these Kurdish people who is pushing independence that includes our own region, and you think we're going to be okay with that? And to top it off, Israel former Prime Minister Naftali Bennett, he was saying that Turkey right now is the next Iran. So Turkey right now is a state. Like, what the hell is going on, okay? I mean, like, this is ridiculous, okay? I mean, like, we all already know that Israel has been a pariah state for such a long time, but for the US to be willingly get involved in this is pathetic, okay? I mean, like, first is what it was Iraq that was a threat, and then Libya, and then what? Syria, and then Iran. Now it's Turkey. Who else is next? Is it Saudi Arabia? Is it Qatar? Because rumor has it, according to Tucker Carlson, this has not been verified by the way, but rumor has it that Israel sent their Mossad agent inside Saudi Arabia and Qatar to plant bombs in their country. So now what? Saudi Arabia and Qatar is your next threat after Iran and Turkey? Again, this is not confirmed reports. This is speculative at this point, okay? So I don't get it. And also, I feel like this is my opinion. Iran strategically attacked several Middle Eastern countries, the GCC, Gulf Coast Cooperation countries, mainly the major oil producing countries in the Arabian Peninsula. He has strategically attacked this country because you know what? He is trying to prove a point. America doesn't care about you. I mean, like, there are reports that America has already, their missiles have already been completely depleted at this point, and they don't have much more missile to send from the US to the Middle East because their missiles have already been depleted due to never-ending wars in Ukraine and also in Israel, the one with the war with Hamas and Iran, the 12 days wars and so on. So the US missile stockpile is almost completely depleted. And the US is going to prioritize Israel first. They're gonna send whatever missiles they have left to Israel. They don't care about the GCC. So I think what Iran is doing is very strategic. It's a very intelligent move, okay? And also, um, the idiocy of Trump trying to um, support all this Kurdish nationalist movement. First of all, if you are a Kurdish person, Please get it out of your head that you're ever gonna have your own country because it's never gonna happen. America is never gonna let you have your own country. They're just using you as a proxy. Okay. Lots of Kurdish people is going to die. Okay. So please do not get fooled by by the Americans again. But anyway, the ETOC is, I feel like, because you know what, this is all a sequence of actions that has been done by many incompetent American civil servants, as well as coming from the former Prime Minister of Israel as well. Okay. First, we have the Mike Huckabee interview in which he was saying that if Israel wants to claim the Greater Israel and invade many of these countries, multiple countries, fine by me. He said that. Okay. And because of that, many Middle Eastern countries have become furious. They have less trust in America. And now, recently, like I said before, the former Prime Minister of Israel, Naftali Bennett, says now Turkey is a threat. And now they America wants to support what we call the Kurdish movement, right? So I feel like Turkey is going to be forced into this war, much as they won't like it. They're going to be forced into this war, and my prediction is that it's going to be a, Turkey so a Turkish Iran alliance because at this point it's about survival. Okay, I mean, like, if Erdogan is smart, I know he can be a little bit of an idiot because he helped the West overthrow Assad. But if he have any sort of intelligence left in his brain, you know, you better work with Iran, okay? You better make sure Iran does not become a pariah state. Because if the US and Israel win this war and they can control of Iran, I mean, like the country is for sure, it's going to be a fragmented country. Okay. Then I'm talking this from the perspective of the KUK. Fragmented country. And then if the US support the Kurdish movement, there's the possibility that this Kurdish group could become even more powerful in the future. They might become the next ISIS and they might want to steal Turkish lands. Okay. So there's that threat too. And also, there's also the threat that, Israel viewed as a threat right now. So if Iran is defeated, you're the next target, okay? So Turkey, you better wake up. Erdogan, wake up. Because you're next. Okay. So you better make sure that Iran does not get destroyed by the US and Israel. Send your troops. I mean, like, in my opinion, if Turkey does help Iran to fight this war, the potential of the Americans and Israelis winning this war is like close to none, okay? Because even with Iran alone, they're already causing a lot of damage in the Middle East. So if Turkey gets involved, it's game over, okay? But we also need to consider the prospect that if Turkey does end up becoming an ally to Iran, at the Gulf Coast, they have seen that Americans are not capable of protecting their country, and they know that Israel is going to expand more and more, stealing some of these countries, land of these countries. You know, at one point, they probably will join this alliance too. So, and anyway, the Sunni Shia divide is extremely stupid to begin with. I don't know why people still believe in it. But anyway, if you look at all of this, none of it makes sense, okay? Like I was saying, last year during the 12 Days War, we have seen that Israel Iron Dome they suck, okay? They can't defend themselves against Iranian strikes, okay? And America also, I mean, like, they must be damn sure know very well that they don't have enough missiles. So, I mean, like, why is Trump giving them this green light? Think about it. A country that knows they are about to lose a war are probably not gonna give a green light to their ally who is also weak, very weak, to go ahead and strike a country that is much stronger than your ally, right? So as time goes by, I started thinking, and I feel like Israel and also America purposely want this war, even though they know they're gonna lose, because you know what? They want complete destruction of Israel. This is just my prediction, okay? They want the complete destruction of Israel. And why would they want the complete destruction of Israel? Because they want, as I have been saying multiple times on this channel, they want a justification in order for them to reverse migrate to Ukraine. Mass migration, okay, to Ukraine. I don't think they want Israel anymore. I don't think they want Greater Israel. Because you know what? Zionists don't work like that, okay? I mean, like, it's no longer a secret that they supposedly want Greater Israel, right? But come to think of it, that's not how Zionists work when it is too obvious for our eyes to see. It's probably just a convenient distraction. I feel like what they really want is Ukraine. Notice how nobody is covering about this issue, the new Kazaria project in Ukraine. So I feel like they have been diverting attention. Look over here. Don't look over here, okay? You guys need to check my previous video where I have come up with this theory where I was saying that there is a plan for reverse migration to Ukraine, and I've already provided my theory why they want Ukraine and also how they will control the world from Ukraine, okay? Basically, the gist of the story is, first of all, what is happening in Ukraine, in my opinion, is that let me start by saying the world is just a stage, okay? I'm not even convinced that Iran is actually like real enemies with the US and Israel. I'm not even convinced. I feel like it's just an act, okay? They want to justify one thing after another to eventually lead to their one world government agenda. And why do I feel like Israel will rule the world from Ukraine? Oh, before that, I just want to say that what I mean by the world is a stage is I feel like what is happening in Ukraine is that the US and the European Union has purposely tried to expand east into Eastern European and eventually approaching Ukraine. Okay, and Russia also said that don't expand further or else he's going to strike. He threatened this multiple time, but you know what? Come to think of it, I feel like this is all just an act, okay? So the West is expanding Ukraine, Russia repeatedly threatened and then justifying a war, okay? So Russia is clearing up the land for Ukraine in Ukraine, okay? And I feel like there is a move for the transfer of Israelis to Ukraine because you know what? I mean, like, I don't understand why Jared Kushner is so involved with this foreign peace negotiation. I mean, like, he's not even a civil servant. He's not a government official. He's just a senior advisor. Okay. So what is he doing there in Ukraine? Doing foreign peace negotiation. What is it that actually Jared Kushner wants to achieve in Ukraine? No reporters have grilled him, okay, on this issue. So I am really curious. I really want to know what is his uh plan in Ukraine, okay? And also, we do need to remember this guy, he bought an entire block of apartment with the address number that started with the number 666, the number of the devil, okay? He even overpaid the price of the apartment because he wants it so much. So I feel like he is a devil worshipper, okay? And I feel like there is a move. I I truly feel like the one world government is going to happen very soon, unless we all put a stop to it. Okay, don't ever stop talking. Don't ever stop rebelling. Okay, but anyway, um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Ukraine. And also previously I haven't mentioned about this story, but I just want to share my opinion on this because you know what? People are going to say, well, it's a lot harder justifying stealing Ukraine versus stealing Israel because you know they have all this. Oh, we previously had the was God's chosen people. We were the original people of Israel and so on. You know, Jews were the original people of Israel and so on. So it's a lot easier to justify stealing Palestinian land versus Ukrainian land. One of my friend questioned this, okay? Because, you know, evangelical Christian, they will go behind the Jews stealing like Palestinian land, right? But I'm not sure my friend is not sure how to feel about Ukraine. What's the justification they're going to give? Well, the justification they're going to give is that, do you guys remember in the Bible they talk about the rapture? Where supposedly these believers are going to be fly into a certain place while Jesus cleansed the world, something like that. You know, I feel they're going to use the rapture verse in order to justify selling this land. They're gonna say what's in the Bible is really just a metaphor when actually it's a real plan, real place on earth, and Ukraine is going to be the place. I feel like that's the plan, okay? So, whatever the Jews do, they will always get evangelical Christian support, okay? And to those of you who thinks that Russia and China are the good guy, I don't think so. I mean, I have no absolute proof, but I have some speculations. I mean, like for example, why would Vladimir Putin I mean, like he fired one of his top officials. The guy had been working for him for decades, okay? One of his top officials. He fired him because he correctly labeled Shabbat Lubavitch as a supremacist cult. And the Lubavitch has previously stated that their plan is to steal Ukrainian land because they said that he said that the chief rabbi at the time said that Ukraine is the ancestral land of the Jews. He said that, okay? And he said they want to take back they no, he said that the Slav are temporary guests and then they will seize control of Ukraine. You know, they will create all sorts of chaos. A Ukrainian might think he is fighting against the Russians when it's not actually. They're fighting against the Jews. So even the chief rabbi has made that statement publicly. And it's impossible. Putin has never heard of it. So why on earth would he fire his one of his top officials for correctly labeling Shabbat Lubavitch group as a supremacist cult? And they are a supremacist cult, okay? They viewed us all as just cattles. I mean, like, it's just the truth. And also, Putin is constantly being surrounded by this Shabbat Lubavitch group. So I feel like at the very least, Putin has been compromised. Now there's speculation that China has also been compromised, but the evidence is less clear, and also to me, it's not that hard to win the Chinese, okay? Because Chinese people don't care about antichrist, about religion and so on. They are largely a really irreligious society, okay? They're more superstitious than they are religious, okay? So it will be easy for the Jews to buy them. I mean, like, all they have to do is offer China transfer of technology, which would make them very rich very quickly. And, the CCP will probably take the offer any day. Who wouldn't, Especially coming from a country that doesn't believe in the Abrahamic religion, what do we call Abrahamic religion, values? Not values, what end times prophecy. So they probably wouldn't care. And if you notice what is going on, not just in the Middle East, but with local politics in America, with the ICE thing, shooting random people out of nowhere, shooting protesters, killing people. I mean, like, they're pushing for a civil war, okay, with Charlie Kirk again, with Charlie Kirk, ICE, and I don't know, there's this, oh, another thing I just want to mention, okay, about the Muslim, event, what event was that? There was the Iftar event in NYC, okay, New York City, in Times Square, okay. Now, I find this very suspicious because, first of all, I'm a Muslim. I live in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, which is a it is a Muslim majority country, okay. So we don't pray in public, okay. We pray in the mosque, okay. And some people might say, well, maybe Malaysians don't do that. Maybe it's the Arab immigrants, who does that. Well, we also have a large Arab refugee population in Kuala Lumpur. And I have never, not even once, seen Arabs praying in the streets. We pray in the mosque. And also, New York City has over 100 mosques. I've just Googled it. They have over 100 mosques. So why on earth would you want to do an event, a Muslim event, in public? I mean, like, come on, you can't be this stupid, okay? Like, you all know that this is going to cause a reaction by the non-Muslims in America. So why do you purposely do it? Now, my bet is this isn't a genuine event. My bet is this is a uh, f- CIA organized event. Because if you watch my previous interview with Colonel Towner Watkins, they have been using this type of tactics all over the place, not just in America, okay? It's called the strategy of tension. The CIA have been using this for decades, okay? So, to all those Muslims who live in America, if there is an event like this, that they want to do an event in the streets, not in the mosque, please do not join it, okay? You're putting Muslims' life at risk, okay? If you know already the local people don't like it, then why are you doing it? You're in someone else's country, okay? I mean, like, respect the local culture. So don't join. You want to hold an event, do it in a mosque. Nobody's gonna care, okay? So do it in a mosque. And as I was saying, this is probably CIA funded event to begin with, okay? So don't contribute towards the strategy of tension, okay? Wake up, okay? And to all those Americans who are non-Muslim, this is probably, I mean, like the people who attended the event are probably genuinely Muslims, okay? But the people who organize it, I don't think it's really truly a, regular Muslim. I feel like this is a CIA funded event. But anyway, yeah, like I said, they've been trying to create all these tensions in America. This the ICE thing in Minneapolis or Minnesota. I'm not sure whether it's in Minneapolis or not, but it's in Minnesota. And then the Times Square iftar event, Charlie Kirk. Like they're really trying to push the civil war. So I feel like what the Jews is doing is to destroy America, okay? And going to war in the Middle East is going to be game over for America because you're gonna deplete most of your military weapons, assets, not weapons, assets. You're gonna completely deplete most of your military assets. And people will say, well, we're no longer, I mean, like economically speaking, you are already a messed up country. Okay. And now we have seen that you're not even that advanced militarily speaking. So what makes you a superpower? So people are just going to brush off whatever America has to say after this. So I feel like in order for the Jews to uh switch to Russia and China, they first have to make sure that America has been destroyed first, so that they and their allies, their most loyal allies, will not be challenged by anybody. And at this point, probably America is going to be their biggest threat in the hypothetical scenario that I have just created. So, and notice also how European countries have been going down the gutter, as well as Japan. Their economy has been rigged for like how many decades already? They have not received an economic recovery for decades. So I feel like there is a push right now to completely destroy all the US allies, okay, the strong US allies, as well as the US, Europe, and Japan. And why would the Jews want to ditch America for Russia and China? Because what? Because we have seen that America defend Israel, um, cannot defend Israel effectively in the Middle East because America is thousands of miles away. You know, I mean, like I do remember that I said probably Iran is not an enemy to Israel and the US, right? It's just an act. All of this is an act, but we also have to consider all possibilities that maybe this is not an act and there is actually genuine threat of war. And if this hypothetical scenario is correct, then you know they know they can survive in the Middle East because everybody hates them. So putting Israel next to Russia via Ukraine would make them even much more untouchable than they are right now because as I said, America is thousands of miles away, so they cannot defend Israel effectively. But if Israel was located next to Russia, with Russia as their allies, wow, they are going to be safe from any threats from any neighboring countries, okay? Because Russia is already well versed with the terrains and the geography of the areas, okay? The surrounding areas, Eastern Europe and also Central Asia. Do remember this used to be the Soviet Union. So Russia is well versed with the terrains of the region. So nobody will become a threat to them, effectively a threat to them, okay? And you know why they want Ukraine so much? Because Ukraine is the most agriculturally fertile land in the world. So you can control the world food supply. And they also have many of the critical industries. So you can control all the mineral supply for semiconductor and AI and so on. And also It is strategically located between Europe and China, so they can control all goods that come in and out from the Eurasian landmass. And my prediction is China is going to reroute their One Belt One Road project, One Belt One Road project, and it's going to pass through Ukraine. I couldn't be more convinced, okay? So I don't know. I hope I've been pushing some YouTube podcaster to cover the new Khazaria story, but I'm such a small account. I wish that people with bigger accounts would cover this story, but you know what? Nobody wants to cover this story. So I've been pushing it, and I don't know, nobody wants to cover it. I hope some podcaster, the big large account will cover it in the future, okay? Very near future, because we still have time, okay? Don't let this project become a reality. Anyway, if you like this type of content, kindly press the subscribe button, and if you like this type of video, kindly press the like button, and also please leave some comment. Until we see again.